The old home place. There she was. There's the barbershop.
I'm gonna go over here and see if there are any pears on that pear tree.
There's the barbershop.
There's the old catalpa trees.
You know what I was reminded of? Well, I wonder if they left anything in the barbershop. Anything in there?
As I said, I graduated from high school, and Daddy said
in 1950, May in 1950.
We can't. Daddy said we can't pay for you to go to school, but if you'll help me get this crop out and go to school, you can go start to school in January of 1951.
Mm-hmm.
And so I did, and that's where then Daddy got me a loan from Mr. Hub Tatum,
yeah,
to pay for school registration and so on. And I stayed. I went to school then, beginning in January, and I went to, that was in 1951. Then I worked and went to school.
Where'd you work?
Seal Test High School.
Oh yeah, I remember you worked at the ice cream place.
Yeah.
That's in Memphis, right?
Yeah, and I also worked in a drugstore in Normal. And then I, let me see.
So it's 51. You've
Now,
worked at the drugstore and you worked at Seal Test Ice Cream.
Yeah. And I went on through.
You're trying to get enough money to go to school.
Yeah. I went on through 1951 then, and I decided that I didn't want to stay at Memphis State. I wanted to go to UT because
you were going to Memphis State at that point?
Yeah. And
what were you studying there?
Industrial arts.
Is that drafting?
Drafting and so on. And
was that a snake?
So but I wanted to get me an engineering degree, not just teach industrial arts.
Mm-hmm.
And so I went to transferred to Tennessee in January of 1952.
Mm-hmm.
And I went to school there. I went to school at Tennessee in Knoxville, and I studied, of course, engineering. And let me think where I am now. And oh yeah, and
did you graduate from UT then?
No, in 1952, when I got out of school.
Out of
when I got
what school?
Out of school at Tennessee.
You weren't finished. You hadn't graduated.
No. I got,
just the end of the semester.
Got into a sophomore status there.
Yeah.
And then I went to St. Louis and found me. Now, Daddy started on the house in that summer, June.
June of 1952?
1952. And then Aunt Dorothy and Uncle Lloyd came down, and when they went back, they asked if I would like to go with them and get a job there up in St. Louis, make some money to continue school. And I decided I would, and Daddy and Mother thought that was okay. So I went with them, and that's where I met Dean Grubbs.
Oh yeah, I remember Dean.
And anyway, I stayed in.
When were you in the Air Force?
Well, I was in the Air Force in 1953.
Oh, okay. This is after St. Louis.
53 or 54.
You apparently didn't get enough money to go to school from St.
Well,
Louis.
I wasn't keeping up with. I mean, I wasn't. My expenses were outspending my money, and I wasn't. You know, it just that I didn't have enough money to do all that. So I stayed through that fall.
So it's fall of 52.
Fall of 52. I stayed through that fall.
So Daddy started the house in June, so by this time he had it framed.
Yeah,
probably, right? And then you went to the Air Force?
And then I got back in school, and I went the next quarter in the fall, and I was just not doing anything, and I made some bad grades, and I heard that I could get a lieutenant's commission in the Air Force if I took flying.
Mm-hmm.
But I got messed up on that because my ear.
Well, you did go to flight training down in San Antonio, right?
Yeah. And then they put this ear, was messed up, and so they said they were going to have to wash me out of cadet school. So I stayed in the Air Force as a
radio.
And it
weren't you a radio operator?
Oh no, I was.
I thought you were. And watch this bump here. Watch this bump. Watch this bump. Yeah. Oh, you got it. That's where they had to increase the height of the levee and left a bulge in the road.
So anyway, they put me back in the regular Air Force, and there was a benefit you could have. They would let you out up to a maximum of 3 months early if you
GI Bill.
Yeah, and you would get the GI Bill. And I said, that's what I want to do. And I never had any more trouble with finances because I had the GI Bill.
Did you work in Knoxville at something, or did you just?
No.
They paid everything.
Yeah.
They even gave you spending money?
No.
How'd you get spending money?
I had borrowed money. You remember I told you Mr. Hub Tatum?
Oh yeah, that's right.
borrowed money to only pay for my schooling.
Okay, hold that thought.
But not for.
Okay, hold
but
it.
not for my expenses.
Okay, hold it.
Well,
okay, where are we today?
This is road right here.
This is September the 16th, 2011, right?
Yeah.
And this road is what?
This road is the road coming from the store and coming on down to Mr.
Frank Lee's store, right?
Yeah, Frank Lee's store. Right on down to Mr. Ira Holloway's. The road that went over toward Mr. Ira Holloway's was just right about between here and where that gate is down there. That gate wasn't there.
Mm-hmm.
But that's where it was. Tank would turn up the turning road there over to their house, and I would get out when we were coming from football practice.
Mm-hmm.
I would get out and cut across the no, they took me home across the chute right up there. Beyond those, that's like you said, that's about a line where the end of Daddy's property went right there across the chute.
About where those trees are.
Yeah, on this side of those trees, and then you see how this is kind of a swale or a swag.
Yeah.
That was the bow. Daddy would say that's bows. Are you going to be over here?
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna.
Well,
go ahead.
see, right down, probably 100 yards, right down there. Daddy had a field of corn. That bow right there, the swag in there, was where he planted his corn, and so the corn ran right along up to the side of the road here, with the rows running this way, and Tank and I, in football season, would get a ride home with either Mr. Bruce White or Mr. Marshall Forrester.
Mm-hmm.
And they would always let Tank off right up there at where the road started across the chute.
Uh-huh.
And this road was right here, and it went on to Tank's house, Mr. Fatty Holloway's house. And it was in the late fall, and Tank was telling me about this. He said they had let him out up there at the place where the road crosses the chute.
Mm-hmm.
And he came on down this road here, and he said it was just almost dark. It was twilight, and he said it was just very quiet. And he said I began to hear something moving, and he said I thought somebody was stalking me, or a cat or something
like that pig
stalking
somewhere.
And I said, well, what'd you do? Did you take off running? He said, no, I stood there. I stopped and stood there, and I could still hear him coming toward me. And he said, all at once, this great big head stuck out from from the corn.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, I fell backwards, and I got up and I started to run. And he said, then I stopped. And I looked back at that thing, and it was a mule that had gotten out. And it wasn't our mule, but it was a mule that had gotten out. And that scared Tank almost to death. And I got the biggest kick out of that, but Tank didn't think it was funny.
And there are several landmarks over there on the other side, right?
Yes, there are. And you see the big black-looking tree right there. Down.
Yeah.
What is almost directly across here?
Yep.
That's the pecan tree.
And that's got
That was
loaded
in
with
our-
pecans, right?
Huh? It's got pecans on
Last
it now.
last time we were down here, we pulled some, right?
Yeah. So we're going to be coming back down
Yeah,
here. for
we
that.
are.
But
Lord willing.
anyway, the house and the yard and the barn set just to the left of the pecan tree there.
Uh-huh.
And the barn was probably, see, there's one big tree, that was the pecan tree. There's another smaller big tree, and then two or three more big trees right there. Well,
What are those other trees? The cottonwood?
that one right.
One was a sycamore, right?
Not that I recall.
I thought that big one was a
That
sycamore.
one that's the smaller of the three big trees there is, I think that's the cottonwood. It was down in the pond, down in the chute.
Well, I think that one just to the left of that is a sycamore tree. That's
Well,
what
we'll have
I
to-
remember.
We won't go over there today, but unless you just want to. we can
No,
go
that's
over there.
whatever.
And then that was this property down here was where Daddy farmed his cotton.
He did.
Yeah.
And we're going to get some pictures of some cotton growing, right, on the way back.
Yeah, we can do that.
And right now they got beans, but one thing you didn't see anything like that in Daddy's beans is those weeds. You see all those weeds?
Oh, Daddy would have. He would do anything to kill. He'd
Even
get out
if
sometimes.
he'd make me come out there and chop them.
Well, he would drive down the road and,
Listen.
and see a.
That is a pig. I don't know if it's a wild hog or not. I heard it again. Because there are nothing but wild animals down here now.
Yeah.
And he's coming from right over there, unless somebody has some
Well, if it's a
pigs
wild
over there.
hog, I don't want to make an encounter with him. So,
I don't either.
so we'll let's drive on down.
Okay. The church was Hathaway Baptist Church, right?
Yeah, Hathaway Baptist Church, and this was the Hathaway Mud Turtle baseball
field.
team's field, and we cleared this all out with axes and chopped all the trees and cleared everything out.
Well, where's the church now?
Okay, the church is right over there, and like I said, Charles Turner and Tank Holloway and another one or two would bounce fly balls off of the top of the church, which is right up there in right field. And these right here, see those little trees there? Those little trees, there were some like that we
Weren't
had to clear
those?
out. Little trees right in there. That's left field right out there, center right. And we
There's a
cleared,
picture of that somewhere.
huh?
There's a picture of that somewhere. I've seen
Could
it.
be.
So that's the, of course, the chute road down that way, right?
Yeah, and let me show you something. We had this right here was a quagmire right there, that little dip in the road right there.
Mm-hmm.
And in the wintertime, when it would rain and snow and be cold and muddy, that right there turned into a quagmire, and we would have to park our car coming in from town on Saturday night and walk
Town, which was Ridgely, right?
and walk from here all the way home.
Well, that's not very far.
Well, hey, you try it sometime.
I probably will today.
Okay.
So, and this is Daddy's field right there, right?
Yeah, that's it.
And that pecan tree is right down that way behind that
Yeah.
thicket.
Let's go see.
Here we are again.
In the old home place.
And that's the pecan tree behind Morris.
Yeah.
And that is the cottonwood tree
That was in the middle of the chute.
in the middle of the chute, as you can see.
And let's see if
What's that? Is that an elm tree over there?
where.
That big...
Yeah. Not worth a tooth.
Huh?
further too.
Well, it made shade. It's big.
This pecan tree, the road going out of the yard over to the road out there was right just to the left of this cottonwood tree. So this right here.
So that right over there is where you parked, right? Right
over here next to the house, and then come across the chute right about there. Not too close to that cottonwood tree, and right up where Daddy had dug out the chute bank some so that it wasn't so steep getting across the road from the chute. I mean, getting across the chute from the road. And then.
And it's right here, right next to the field where he farmed, right?
Yeah, but this right here.
Brady!
Well, this right here was where the mound was.
There's the sycamore tree right there.
Yeah, look how big those top limbs are.
I know.
Those big limbs there are almost as big as it was the whole tree.
Okay, are you going to keep going?
Yeah, come here, huh?
You going to keep going?
As big as that sycamore tree too. Now this.
I want you to turn around and look at the camera. There it is, right over there. You see
Hey,
that?
camera.
Tell that camera why you like this place so well.
Okay.
Go ahead.
This place is.
Don't get emotional. Don't cry.
Oh, hey, I'm not crying, but I could get emotional. This place was the foundation of everything we did after we came back from St. Louis. To me, St. Louis was a place not to be desired.
But Mother loved it.
Mother did, Daddy didn't, and I didn't. Gene didn't like this place. But this right here was the foundation for football, for basketball, for baseball, for wandering through the woods and thrashing pecan trees. There's some right back over that way in the woods, back across the road, back over there. And it's a pecan grove over there. We, all us boys, knew where the pecan groves were. But more than that, this was a place where somebody we'd be sitting out on the porch after supper, and somebody would come walking down the road, one of the boys, whatever, 2 or 3 of them. They'd come over and they would sit down on the steps of the front porch or the swing or whatever, and somebody'd start singing. And Shorty might bring his guitar.
Shorty Turner.
Shorty Turner. He loved music and he loved that guitar.
We didn't have electric lights. We didn't have.
No, we didn't need electric lights. The lights shined out from the window from the lamp that was in there.
We had oil lamps, right?
Yeah.
Kerosene lamps.
Kerosene lamps. And so
we also had Aladdin lamps. Remember those?
Oh yeah, that was the.
And those were the real high intensity.
Very, very
bright.
Light.
They were like the xenon lights nowadays, or whatever it is.
So anyway, it all starts with this place. this place, Daddy came home and told us one time, came home from St. Louis, and he said,
from Small Arms.
We bought that property where Mr. What was his name?
Powell.
Lem Powell.
How'd I know that?
No, it wasn't Lem Powell. That's Lem and Miss Ader. But I'll think of it later. You won't have it on there, but I'll still.
I remember it was. You talked about Veda Jones and all them was somebody.
Veda Buck, Veda.
Was it them?
Yeah.
You've talked about them before.
Veda.
The two wives named Veda, right?
Yeah, right.
Which it's kind of uncommon name anyway, and then have two in the same community.
So it was Veda Buck lived down that way, down there, coming across the chute.
Mm-hmm.
They lived back up Buck Carlton and Shang. Veda Shang and Veda Buck. Veda Shang and his wife Veda Buck owned this property right here.
See, I did bring that out.
Daddy bought it from
How much did he pay for it?
Shang Carlton. $1,600, I think.
$1,600. And how many acres was it?
18 acres.
It's 18 acres plus a house.
Plus a house.
And a toilet.
And a barn.
And a barn.
And a chicken house.
And a chicken house.
Everything to be you could move in, except you'd bring your own furniture.
Except when there's water out.
Oh yeah.
You'd have to move out.
We
of the
don't
back
even
water.
talk about the water. But anyway, that was what. See, if we hadn't come back down, we changed our portion of this community, because Daddy, the first full year we spent, we came in August of 1947.
And so I was only 3 years old then.
Yeah, I was a sophomore. I started my sophomore year. And Daddy, the next year in the summer, Daddy said, y'all want to get us up a baseball team? Well, you know, us boys, So Daddy got us together, and we fixed us a field, and then we challenged Mooring to a baseball game, and this is in that book.
The book that you're gonna finish, right?
Yes. And Daddy was the coach for our team, and we played somewhere out toward Ridgely, but not Mooring, not at Mooring, and we were tied, and we had the first bat in the last of the ninth, and so we went ahead by 1 run, and then I don't even know who the pitcher was for us at that time, because we didn't know who was playing what anyway. But whoever it was the pitcher walked the first 3 men up. This sounds
it may
like
have been you.
Story.
Weren't you a pitcher?
No, I was the first
base
because I was left-handed.
Yeah.
And so Daddy went out on the mound, and he told the pitcher, "Go on back, I'm taking it." And the guy gave him the ball. Daddy struck the next 3 men out.
Wow.
Did it. And I
didn't know Daddy. I didn't know Daddy could even play baseball.
He played baseball. I used to. Well, as a matter of fact, we lived in St. Louis. We played softball, fast pitch softball, on the Kroger softball team, and I played right field.
Wow.
And I was only a freshman in
high school.
And so anyway, Daddy, had some background in that, but nobody, including Daddy, ever dreamed that he could strike those 3 guys out. When he did, and he walked off the field, he said, "Boys, that's the last time I'm going to pitch." and he never pitched again.
My goodness. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I didn't know he ever played baseball.
He was hero for a day.
Yeah.
Maybe longer than that for me.
Yeah. You still remember it now?
Yeah. Daddy probably forgot it. I bet you
I doubt he did.
I bet you he didn't, because he wanted to stop right there with having done what he...
How do you top that?
Yeah. If you've done that well, do something else.
So you were called the Hathaway Mud Turtles?
Hathaway Mud Turtles.
How'd you get the Mud Turtles?
Well, because of the way that the river always flooded, the backwater, and the roads would be muddy. And even if it wasn't backwater, the roads would be muddy. And so they finally started calling him Mr. Pete Stone. Remember him?
Yeah.
He's the one who changed it from, and it was just him. He would say, "Morris, Turtles playing this weekend?" I'd say yes or no. But he began to referring to us as the Turtles. And when he did, that stuff.
Yeah.
But we always called ourselves...
Well, you played all over this area, right?
Yeah.
Not just down here originally. You played other places.
Over in Dyersburg and various places.
So I noticed that in one of the pictures that we have, it's up there at Frank Lee's store. Was that one of your regular diamonds too, or did you build that?
Well, that was the diamond that we built after Mr. Frank said he would give us his pasture right there next to the store, and that he would sell drinks and
That's good.
Promote the team. So we all thought that was great.
And it's good for him too, right?
Yeah, and it was good for him. Yeah, he'd bring a big tub of ice cold Cokes.
Get you a royal crown and a moon pie, or.
That's right. So those were the things then that made all of it worthwhile.
It made it so much fun.
Yeah.
So memorable, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good reason.
Shall we go?
Yeah.